Hello everybody and welcome back to Herbies Garage. Today I'm working on my 1996 Yamaha Wolverine 350 4x4, and as you can see I'm changing tires on it. I'm not going to film a whole process of taking tires off, putting tires on, all that. I just want to let you know that these are very difficult if they haven't come off in a long time. These tires are difficult to get off. Let me show you what I started with. I went on the internet and looked to see how people are getting these tires off because I tried and I just couldn't break it. As you can see, I mounted a board to the wall. I got some boards to shim it up. I cut some boards to wedge in there to try to pry it down with one of these boards, shim it in there and wedge it down. Tried a couple of jacks on it. The problem is the sidewall's flimsy and the bead is hard on there and it doesn't want to come off. Now you're supposed to leave a little bit of air in there so it'll hold the sidewall up while you're pushing down on it. But I'm telling you, it is so difficult. Mine was hard to come off. Let me show you the solution that I have. Okay, this is what I come up with after watching a couple of videos of what people were doing. And this right here seemed like the best alternative to doing this yourself. It comes with some instructions. It's very, very short. It does say you could use air ratchet or manual hand wrench, whichever you prefer, I guess. It tells you how to operate it. There's nothing to it. I'll show you how I do it. I also cut me a piece of plastic out of a milk jug to help kind of protect it. As you can see, when you're pushing hard, it almost punches through, but it does protect it a little bit. A piece of rubber, like an old belt, like from an old tire, you could cut a section out of it or something. That'd probably be better, but for now I'm using this. As you can see, I tried it out and I got one tire off. I spent an hour trying to get this off the other day and it's just full of stuff. It was stuck on. I even tried cutting the bead. I don't know where I cut it at, but somewhere on there I tried cutting it and I just could not get that to come. Even with this, it took me probably 3 different pushes in order to break that off of there on the deep side. It came off on one push on the shallow side, but I thought I'd bring you guys along. This is the rear tire, so it's a little bit deeper. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I thought I would demonstrate how this tool works on this one tire and show you how it will break the bead. So let's get started on that. Along with the instructions, you also get a pair of gloves with it. And I'll let you know that this tool was only like $50 or something like that. It was a really, really good deal, I think, for what you get. We got to take the valve core out first. I probably am going to have to replace these valve stems. These things are old. I do have some. I don't have any really short ones like this, but I have some 90-degree ones I might put on it. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to soak this with some general, whatever you got to make it lubricated a little bit. Kind of get me an opening to start with. That's the hardest part, is to get this part right here started in there. You want to make sure that this is level across here. Right there. And then you got to try to push this in as far as you can. And I've heard people say you don't want to use a hammer. Well, it even says in the instructions you can lightly tap it. So pull this down the bar so I get this started a little bit. There you go. And once you get it started in there, you can tap it again once you start pulling this tight. You can put your plastic in there. Then we'll take our socket and our impact. Now as I pull it up like that, I want to keep it in contact with the rim. Okay, so now we're ready to push it. And what I got is I got it at about a 90-degree angle where it's pushing straight down on it. Wow, that one came off easier than the other one did. Oh, that's nice. See how easy it is with that tool? That's just crazy. Whenever you go to fight it all the time like that, it just isn't worth it. Okay, that side's free. Now let's give it some go juice on this side. I think it helps to have something to help start the process of getting this thing in, because that's the hardest part. And you got to be careful when you're retracting this, because you don't want this wedged in between there. So you got to hold that open and then pull that up to where it's even, like I said, like that. I'm gonna put that in there. And this is heavy steel, so it's okay to beat on it, I think. They wouldn't tell you in the instructions to do that if you couldn't, so it's really nice. Now I'll go a little bit more. There we go. In case you're wondering, that's a 30mm socket. Okay. Now I'll pull this back up and get it even for the next one. There we go. Now we're going to pull this off on the shallow side of the rim, and we're going to get our bar in there, push this down into the drop center, and then we'll take our tire tools. This is really the easy part, and it's not really hard to take the tire off once you get the bead broke, and it's not hard to put the tires on either. The hardest part is breaking the bead. That's why I wanted to do a video about that, because it did take me a while to try this on my own to break the bead, and it just didn't work. So now, if yours wasn't stuck like mine, you probably would be okay, but mine was just stuck. All right, so we just want to take that, put that on the rim, pull down on it, then just hit the tire. And out it comes. That's no big deal whatsoever. It's got something in there. Look at that. Wow. These tires have been on a long, long time, I think. And worked pretty well. I got some rim straightening to do, and I'm going to clean these up and paint them and get them ready for the new tire install. Show you my new tires. There's my new tires there that I'm going to put on it. Well, if you're changing tires on your ATV and you're having difficulty with them, or even before you start breaking them down, buy this tool. I mean, tools that work are worth their weight in gold. This thing works. I'm telling you, it works. It works fantastic. So it'll probably work on truck and car tires and wheels as well. Like I said, the only issue is you got to have something to protect your wheel so you don't scratch it all up, because this is metal. So a piece of rubber would be the best thing to put in between there. But for right now, plastic works too. So it's an easy tool to use. It's very effective and it's very inexpensive. So get you one. I'll leave a link in the description for it if you want to get this tool. And I think it'll make your life a lot easier if you're changing tires. So, all right, that's all I have for you today. I appreciate you coming along, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.